Hi, how are you? I hope you're well. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's been long. It's been like forever. I have really wanted to have a video for us guys, but yeah, things have just been happening. Life has been lifing, but yeah, finally here we are. For those who are new here, welcome. My name is Eda Zia, and yeah, I am the I am the face behind Royal Diadem, which is this YouTube channel. Today, I want to share on something that I find really profound. This is a video I was supposed to release on Mother's Day, but like I have said, life has been life, and so I wasn't able to release it. But it's never too late, and there'll always be Mother's Day every year anyway, and we celebrate our mothers each and every day. So this is just a video on lessons I have picked and learned along the way on motherhood, looking at my own mother's life and the different mothers that God has put in my life, and yeah, the families that I have been able to be close with, and learning from them and the women in those families, especially on just the journey of motherhood. And even as I share this, I just want to echo the words of Paul in 2 Timothy 1 verse 5 and 6, where Paul actually recognizes the importance of the spiritual input that Timothy had received from his grandmother and his own mother. So I feel that there are certain conditions, there are certain things that mothers must actually fulfill for the wholesome development of their children. And this is what I want to discuss here. Just 10 key points for the relationship of mothers with their children. Number one, mothers must be at home. I know this is a statement that might, I might be stoned for when I say that mothers should be at home, especially the 21st century when you have to get a job and so on and so forth. Now, my statement is not you should not get a job outside home, but it's, however, subject to, or it's on the condition of food for thought. So, in my interaction with families, I have met many women who are in corporate space and working for long hours, and sometimes their wish is to be at home with their children. Now, there are very many, looking at the financial times and economy that we are living in, there are different reasons why mothers have to walk away from home. So when I actually say that mothers should be at home, my goal is actually not to condemn. And by the way, this statement remains true whether or not we actually accept it, because when mothers and fathers are away, children will be neglected. Not actually will feel, they will actually be neglected. And as I look at this, I find it funny that we can choose the person to marry, we can choose when to marry, we can choose when to have children, we can choose the number of children to have, but the moment those children come, you can never choose when to raise them. You just have to raise them because they are a blessing that God gave you. You got married, asked for children, God gave you the blessing of children. So you must actually be very intentional in being present in their lives and raising them. So I need you to ask yourself, as a mother right now, who is actually raising up your children? Who is raising your children? Some children are being raised by house helps. Some children are being raised by um, passersby. And they get to adolescent or somewhere, and you begin asking, what happened to my children? What happened to my husband? You are away, and mothers are expected to be at home. The second thing is that mothers must be visibly submissive to their husband. This is a thing that as I talk about, I get so excited because it's something I have seen and learned from my own mother. I saw my mom being submissive to my dad. So it's very important for the mother of the house to be submissive to the husband. And there are women who are actually submissive They are submissive but with a very rebellious attitude. But guess what? Your little girl is watching and they're just waiting for the perfect time when they'll be like, Mommy. So the question is, when your kids look at how you're submissive to your husband, are they do they feel like it's an honorable thing? Do they see it like an honorable thing and like something that you actually enjoy? I know in Ephesians 5:21 the scripture says, some people will be quickly to quote it and say that the scripture actually says that be subject to one another in the fear of Christ. And this is a statement that many people actually use in defense. Now, I know that's a great verse, but it's a great verse in the context of the body of Christ. So I think verses were meant to work together, not to nullify each other. Because if at all we gotta run with that particular verse alone, that we have to nullify also Ephesians chapter 6, verse 1 and verse 5. So you can go and just read them through. That's an argument I had from people from some quarters somewhere. Now that's the second thing. Mothers must be at home. Mothers must be visibly submissive to their husbands, especially for the sake of their girl child, because you're training and preparing these children for adulthood and one time when they find themselves in a space like you are in. The third thing is that mothers must relate to their husbands in a respectful way. How you relate to your husband with respect influences also the way your children relate to your husband. Now, growing up in our neighborhood, when I was just a little girl, that time I didn't used to get it, but I saw women who are very close to where we used to stay, but they had no little respect for their husbands. And I remember one time one lady made a comment and said, unadhania so and so atakuja kuniambia hivi na hivi because he is male, or because baba yake amefanya nimefanyia baba yake hivi na hivi. And that's okay, I don't want to just be explicit about it, but many years later those children have actually turned out to be exactly like their mothers, and today they are in marriages. Of course the marriages, and they're not a place that they are enjoying. So as a mother, you actually gain respect by respecting your own husband when your children are actually seeing it. And the truth is that there are no perfect people. Sometimes the men or the husbands at home will do things that are not pleasing. So how do you respond to this? Do you go and gossip about their father with them, with the children? Do you go to the salon and gossip about your husband? Do you go to those prayer meetings, choir or whatever it is, and gossip about your husband and what exactly he is doing? So I think this is a part that we really need to think through and ask ourselves as women and as mothers. Are we really respectful to our husbands? And I am reminded of a song that Ros Muhando actually sang and she said that kina mama waleo kwa umbea wa, you know that song, and the way she goes ahead to talk about the women in this generation and the way they treat their husbands and the way they even gossip their husbands. So I think that's one thing that mothers can really check into themselves and ask themselves, how to what extent am I respecting my husband, and do my children actually see that? Because if they see you respect your husband, they will actually gain respect for you. The fourth thing is that mothers must make their homes and their children a priority. Now, this just trolls back to what I had mentioned at first, that mothers must be at home. I have met women and I have interacted with women who prefer to be out there even after work. My thoughts and my feeling is that as mothers, when work is over, go back home. Go and be with your children. Go and be with your family. Know how their day was. Know how things have been for them, instead of roaming around and catching up with whoever. I am not saying those things are wrong. I am just at overdoing. And even as I talk this, I'm talking even in the context of church. There are women who overdo these things when it comes to the context of church. You always have something every evening. You know, Monday there's women's night, on Tuesday there's a prayer meeting, I don't know where, on Wednesday there's a prayer meeting for the deaconesses, on Thursday there's a choir, on Friday there's witnessing, on Saturday there's a chamayo meeting, and you just never have time for your children or your husband. By the time you come back home, it's 9 p.m., it's 8 p.m., they have eaten, they have going and they are going to sleep. And like I had said at first, it gets to a certain point and you begin asking yourself, where exactly did I go wrong? It's because you are actually not there. So make your home and your children a priority, and just be present for them. The other thing is that mothers must be actively involved in their children's lives. Now, I know this is not something that most mothers actually struggle with. It's fathers who struggle with this, but I just want to share this to just remind you. And even when you visit most school meetings and so on and so forth, you will find that actually mothers are the most. They are the ones who show up. So for mothers, it's very important to be actively engaged in the way your children are in the life of your child. Know what is happening at every stage and at every point they are in. Know your child's interests. Just be involved with them, encourage them, be there to see their successes and their failures, and encourage them. The sixth thing is mothers must be involved in spiritual pursuits. Now, I know that I have said I have said that there are women who have things from Monday to Saturday, you know, all evenings, and they don't have time. My point in that was that do not overdo these things. Yeah, in the name of pursuing spirituality and all, but the basic line remains to be this: mothers must be involved in spiritual pursuits. Mothers must have a vibrant personal walk with God, and their children must actually be able to see this and experience this. And when I say that mothers should have a vibrant spiritual walk, that is not actually synonymous to a lot of activities outside of home. You need to be able to ask yourself, do your children see you reading the Bible? Do your children read the Bible with you? Do they see you witnessing to your neighbor? Do your children see you praying for them, praying for the house help, praying for the family? Do your children just see you pursuing spiritual disciplines and spiritual matters? So on that, you really need to check on that, because your children are looking, and a time is coming they're gonna be just like mommy. The seventh thing, point number 7, mothers must depend on God for their needs totally. Now, mothers must model dependence on God for their daily life. The goal here is to model, because you're raising children, you're modeling this to them. This is a hard one, and especially as wives, it's very easily for us to tend to look up to our husbands as the providers, and yeah, you know, there's the sense of the husband is the provider and the one who brings whatever it is that is needed at home. This is important. I'm not underestimating this, but your children must be able to look at you and see that mommy looks up to God for provision. Teach them for the sake of their future that before we can actually depend on people, we need to have total dependence on God, and that God uses people to, you know, provide whatever it is. So let there be a striking balance in the way you actually model this. The other thing is that mothers must be affectionate with their children. Mothers must be very affectionate with your children. Do you hug your children? Do you actually tell them that you love them? Do your children know that they are really important to you, that they really matter to you as their mother? Do you negate the negative feelings or whatever it is that they come with concern about to you? So as a mother, it's very important for you to be affectionate with your children and let them know that with mom I can be affectionate with and tell her whatever it is. Point number 9, mothers must make their homes a refuge. Mothers must make the home a refuge. Is your home a refuge? Is your home a space whereby your children look up to coming back home and knowing, finally, I am at home? Is your home a place where your husband actually looks forward to coming, forward to coming? I like it when people, I am not yet married, but I really love it when I have guests who come to my place and they say, your house is so warmly, your house is so homely. That statement evokes something in me, that finally someone has gotten to a place and they actually feel that this is a refuge. Create a peaceful atmosphere in your home, in a way that both your children, your husband, and even guests can come after a hard work day or whatever negative energy they have met there, and they feel that this is a place for me to actually relax. Point number 10: mothers must take care of their personal appearance. You must look good as a mother even when you're at home. You know, wake up, shower, groom yourself, and look good even when you're at home. I have been inspired so much by the women that some of the women who have been in my space, and I've happened to spend time with them, go for sleepovers, and I see them waking up in the morning, they shower, some of them even put on their makeup, and then they get about the chores of the house, washing dishes, washing the kids, making breakfast, or whatever it is. So as a mother, you must actually take care of your personal appearance, irrespective of what age you're in and irrespective of what you do. You need to look good, not just when you're going out, but when you are at home. And like I have said, these are lessons that I have picked along the way, looking at the women who have been in my life and have blessed me in their motherhood, and looking at my own mother. And I can't wait for that time when I'll actually be a mother myself and practice these things. I know you might throw stones at me saying, oh, wait until you become a mother. But you know what? The truth of these statements, like I have said, it just remains to be true, whether or not you will accept them as the truth. And I know you might be like, oh, you have attacked us as mothers, as women. What about the fathers? Father's Day is coming. I'm gonna be having something also for Father's Day. What are the conditions that fathers must actually meet to create a home, and to create a home and a great space at home for both children, the wife, and also other people who pass by your house. So I hope this video has been a blessing to you. Share with as many people, like, subscribe, and let's keep growing together. I have said my name is Edan Zia, and it's been great having you. Until next time, cheerio.